All right, guys, welcome back to Gospel News. The information is still on our desk, and we are bringing it back to back. It done finally read for Nigeria now and South Africa, plus the president of the Russia, with the fight for Ukraine, with they call Vladimir Putin. And I don't see him with the South African president here, Ramaphosa. Be waiting they call him. While I don't boss out for Nigeria, the Islamization agenda we don't they talk about for these years, it don't finally show face for our eyes. See and hear my they show now very, very quickly without wasting your time. They say that bill to regulate and they set standards for Christian practice passes second reading at Senate. If say they bring all these bills, all these kind of bills, they come since so for a very long time. But they say now the thing don't succeed and it don't pass second reading, which means that if it don't reach like this, if Tinubu and his second counterpart will be the vice, will be Shetima, Muslim, if they finally enter office, they will make them pass even the highest level. They go swear them in, so that all of una when they tell truth, say this country, the only solution is to divide them, but on a day there, they do head like good. If we here, I go understand waiting with they talk. And then secondly here, they don't want Putin. They say, your guy, if you no come, if you no use Zoom, do this meeting, you go collect water for South Africa, or they say use Zoom, or we will arrest you at BRICS Summit. South African wants Putin. He don't read to those of una when they talk say this word, he get a city deal, he get people we hold them by the grip. When I say for we are Loriro, Putin has taken over with China, America don't follow, blah 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 blah. America still get out to with all this their partners, they still get out, they worry you around the world. In case you don't know today, make I just tell on. But they don't tell Putin now, say making relax, making no show face live, making use Zoom, they do the meeting where be one do for South Africa. So when they wonder where Malema they say, Putin is welcomed in South Africa. When I don't remember that video where Malema been, they tell, say, Putin can come to South Africa, say no level, say nobody fear arrest him. But now, you don't change you. If say they don't threaten the South African president, say, oh, God, you feel collect water in case you don't know waiting the happen. No, most show now waiting how the matter take day. We'll go inside details. And they say that now from June, will be next month, say you go take the grace of God to pay salaries to workers for Nigeria because money no day for treasury or the Figo print new one. So now waiting they come, they tell us now as they talk to you now. We'll go into details very, very quickly without wasting your time at all. You'll get the point. So they said that a bill has passed the second reading. A bill seeking to create a national center for Christian education to regulate and set standard for the practice of Christianity in Nigeria has passed the second reading at the Senate. That the GOs, Mona Komo, when we don't they tell on this country is not for you, say, Loriro, forget about it. We, the Muslims and Christians, can coexist in this country and live together and do like this and do like that. Today, the reality is setting in without wasting time at all. The bill was sponsored by Senator Binos Yaroe, representing Adamawa South Senatorial District. Yaroe claimed that the center, when established, would aid in resolving the country's inappropriate practice of religion, which according to him had in the past led to issues. Weighing in on the discussion, Senator Stephanus Gyang of the Plateau North Senatorial District argued that improperly practiced religion has fostered radicalism. Gyang noted that religion could be a source of strength and national solidarity if followed properly, adding that the bill, when established, will create a curriculum for Christian education. I don't know the one where they want regulate for here, whether not the miracle way una they do, fake miracle una they do, that the GO them, una they do up and down, they do fake healing for Nigeria. I don't know whether not that one they want regulate to, I be the one regulate how I go take the collect offering and tithe. Now that one, I don't know. Senator Abamoru, who also spoke, said the bill was apt given that some youngsters had been duped by radical religious figures. Una dey hear am, all these criminals wey be say dem dey claim say dem be children of God, they are hearing from God directly, they are drinking tea from God, they are doing sins, they are speaking from God. God don't give them this, God don't do that. They say they won't regulate all of them. So very soon, una go collect woto for the Christian section, no, since una no one get sense. And it be like say the way they still support P2B, now one still follow for one of the reasons when these people take come out for them. Moro maintained that the misinterpretation of the Quran and the Bible was a contributing factor to some of the nation's problems. Now the Quran and Islam religion they supposed to look into, because the radicalism in the Islamization sector of the country is too much. All these we don't want a Western education, now Islamic education, now they bring them, but they no want to focus on that one. They want focus on Christians. We be say, although their own self still did there, but the criminals don't fool Christianity in the name of pastors. Everybody now, every evening, they go carry phone, come out for internet, come they make noise, rakata kata kata, rakabu sukuto, ona go wrong, go there, they type, amen, I receive it. What are you receiving? Ruguredo, Lambrate, Ricarugo, Treviglio, Ruguredo, Milano, Roma, Katsakusi, Kasarugo, Zurich, Ragazege, Rugu, Germany, Raga, Katakata, Katakata, Onago de Shate, amen, I receive. You know waiting they talk. Even person where they talk himself, you know even know waiting they talk. But Onago come there, go they write, I receive. Amen, that the right done. Our people, your mumunda ain't too much. They don't use Christianity and religion to hold una brain captive. If they talk now, una no go hear again. Some people will see attack me and say, oh, leave Christianity alone, no, so that God will not close your channel. No be God, they close any channel. Now YouTube, now Google, now close the old one. No be any God, close them anywhere. Una get sense. Now some people don't take fast for Kenya now. Fast for how many days? They take oof throw away. They tell them they go meet Jesus. With the way where they take brainwash them, una still won't fall into such nonsense. After now, I go say, oh, I get sense, all this kind of thing, you know, you don't know. The person did there, it they happen kuru for your eyes, but you no one get sense. I beg you. They said that presiding over the debate, Senate President Hamad Lawan put the bill to a voice note and passed second reading, which was later referred to the Committee on Education for additional legislative input. We never know when they go finalize them. But all these ones now is giving the Islamic religion an upper hand. They not talk say they want to regulate the Islamic and the Christian religion together. Not only Christian they want to regulate, but they not go regulate the mosque and Muslims. Anyways, Muslims know they do healing. They know they quick tell people say, oh, go and starve and they hungry to meet Muhammad. No, even though that one he get his own problem, but they know they tell people the kind nonsense when the Christian people they lie. And a person say person disappear from Germany, go appear for France. Imagine that kind of scam. Apostle Johnson Suleiman. Imagine such lies. And people believe that rubbish up to today. Nonsense. I beg you, may we hear from the governor of Edo State, will be more basic, waiting they tell us concerning money matter inside Nigeria. Umona pay attention to this. It's very important.
Because in Edo State joined their counterparts the world over to mark the 2023 May Day celebrations. Governor Gordon Obaseki did not have many sharing news for them. Instead, he warned that civil servants in the country should consider themselves lucky if the federal government pays the June salaries this year without resorting to printing additional Naira notes. Mr. Obaseki made the projection during the Workers' Day celebration at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City, the Edo State capital.
We're working very hard to make life better for all of you. We are not oblivious of the fact that Nigeria is in trouble.
Voila.
The economy of our country is in a terrible state.
Okay.
It will be a miracle for the federal government and state governments to pay salaries beyond June this year without resorting to massively printing money or removing fuel subsidy. Either of these decisions will bring more hardships and pain to us as a people, particularly to you, the workers. Therefore, we must all make sure that the burden and pain of these measures, which must be taken, are not borne by workers alone. Workers must now rise and ensure that they champion any discussions on subsidy removal. You must shift from the tradition of reacting when these policies have been made. You must now insist that you take charge so that there's full transparency and disclosure. It is enough. We cannot continue the way we used to. If we are all going to reform, then the benefits and the pains that will come out of this reform must be mutually shared by all Nigerians, not just the downtrodden.
All right, guys, and I don't hear him. He say he go take the grace of God to be able to pay salaries beyond June this 2023, which means they don't read for Nigeria. Now everything is falling apart. So we are still watching. As Tinubu, they say they won't swear them in by fire, by force. Anybody will be say stand for road, then go crush them. So now, so we take Congo, South Africa, and Russia. Come ask them, see how far, because we don't see say they don't invite Vladimir Putin to South Africa, may come summit. And the US plus the ICC, which is the International Criminal Court, ICC, don't place bounty. Say, may they arrest Putin anywhere where they see him outside in territory. And if you go other countries, we know they like what thing they do for Ukraine. So South Africa can't agree. Say they go host and say no level. I don't know the pin where they go chook South African president and their counterpart. The matter now don't over the man. The man say, or guy, it be like say you go use Zoom because of the pressure when they for my table. You won't break my table. If you come here, sorry you, they fear arrest you. So I go see and say, Putin go collect woto. Use Zoom or we arrest you at BRICS summit. South Africa wants Putin. We'll go details fast. The South African government has said Russian President Vladimir Putin will be arrested if he attends the upcoming BRICS summit slated for August 2023. It don't finish. It's over. Otilo. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is under pressure, to execute the arrest warrants placed on Putin for war crimes charges by the International Criminal Court, ICC, in March. We have no option not to arrest Putin. Now, waiting they tell Moscow, now, if he comes here, we will have to arrest him. A South African government official said, according to the Heritage Times. The African power instead has urged the Russian leader, who has been declared wanted by the ICC, to join the bloc meeting via Zoom. As a member of the ICC, South Africa is under obligation to hand over Putin to investigators. Last week, Ramaphosa appointed a special government committee headed by the country's vice president to study Vladimir Putin's international arrest warrant, and the Heritage Times, as the Heritage Times reported. The committee will not be able to find any options that would allow Putin to come. The only option we have is for Putin to participate in the summit via Teams or Zoom from Moscow. Last week, South Africa's president officially confirmed that the country has no plans to withdraw from the Rome Statute of the ICC, denying Ramaphosa's comment that Pretoria is considering exiting its membership. The Kremlin said it had not yet decided whether Putin would attend the August meeting. The International Criminal Court in The Hague issued arrest warrants on March 17th for Putin and Russian children's ombudsperson Maria Lvova-Belova. They are accused of illegally deporting children from Ukraine to Russia since February 24, 2022. Putin may be arrested in 123 countries that have ratified the Rome Statute, which South Africa belongs to. Membership of the bloc is drawn from Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, these countries, now they make up the BRICS now, but they still follow the ICC joint body. So Putin is no longer welcomed, except say he go carry nuclear weapon, they waka up and down, so that anybody we want near him, he go press the button. Now waiting at the see for this. So we will advise Putin here. We have consulted the forming committee on his behalf, and then the forming committee has given advice on Putin. And the only option for him to be safe if he is doing this travel is to hold the nuclear weapon button for him body, so that anybody way near him, he go just press the thing. Everywhere go scatter. And only that one feel save you, Putin. So if you know waiting good for you, carry that button, the waka, if you must attend that meeting physically, or you use Zoom. Now waiting the options when the forming committee also see for your matter. So we have given you more options. Even this the vice presidential committee on South Africa, where they look into this matter, they don't even give you this option. But the forming committee have been able to do a very credible job in giving you a second option, which will save you. So carry the button. The waka go South Africa, no level. Once they come, we go tell them, say you carry nuclear weapon button, may they not touch you. Then you go and come back to Moscow. Stay tuned and let me know your own opinion. Thank you.